Can we please fix the rules?
What rules? What rules? Tell us what rules.
Please
You want to
fix
change the disc?
rules?
Look, hey, check the disc.
Yeah, like, for my main issue is simply, I don't think you should be allowed to not interact for 5 minutes straight and then fight the last 2 minutes.
Did that actually happen though? Like, I remember watching, like, Hbox didn't do that. He like stalled for okay, like he did stall a little bit. Like he stalled for like 10 seconds and then like I don't know, it was this like weird hyperbole going on. Like honestly, like it was very mild. It's like I don't know, it felt like Hbox's stalling that instance was like it didn't feel special to Hbox. And that's the frustrating part, is that Leffen actually brings up very fair points, and I actually support some of the things he was saying. He just brought it up at like the worst time possible, and now like it's just kind of like a huge meme right now. So it's like, you know, like why don't we actually like watch this a little, like Leffen versus Hbox. Like I remember watching this live, I was like, damn, big H God, dude, playing incredible. One FD game to see how long time has actually passed.
So he loses his counter pick. That's what.
Leffen creating distance, Hbox power shielding.
He doesn't even have to ask permission this time because he lost that.
Which, by the way, Hbox power shielding those lasers is crazy. That's like, that's vintage Hbox right there.
People let him go back because the platform.
I'm gonna guess that this is the point where he starts stalling. So like 7:15 is the marker here.
Damn, this is looking fucking
Hungrybox is in his bag right now.
Well, you know, I think you're right that he's not striking for up airs, so like he makes every kill very hard. Like Leffen, because he only can get the kill when he goes for a kill.
This is looking like one of those sets we were talking about before, a 3-1 one's way.
Yeah.
Hungrybox too, just like.
So like overall, that was like, it went from 7:15 to like 6:55. So like roughly 20 seconds of stalling right there, and it's like. Yeah, there was stalling, but like Leffen was getting good laser damage, like, and like he kind of should have reacted that approaching bear drift in for like a dash dance grab. This is like like if this was KoDi playing, you would have easily like he would have been happy tacking on that laser damage and then dash dance grab up throw up air. Like I don't know, I feel like that's what KoDi would have done. This is like, yeah, it's stalling and it's like maybe not the most fun to watch, but that's definitely. Like, I don't know, I've seen worse. And this is, like, Fox favored. Like, you literally just got free damage.
The corner is everything. My man's not staying in the middle.
But yeah, you know, 650.
Which, like, in this position is, like,
stalling.
super good.
Like, I don't think this should be banned. Like, this is, like... Hbox is only losing here. If you look at it objectively, yes, it's not the most fun. But, like, he's literally tacking on percent. So it's like...
Forces left.
In this context specifically, it's like, I don't know, like Leffen kind of just got outplayed, he got impatient.
Oh, that's so bad.
Like that.
But like he had the advantage the entire time.
That he probably doesn't want. Like, force him to take a risk.
He's doing this. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Fans,
I don't really feel like Hbox was playing stalling. He was just playing defensively. And I just want to point out that those are two very different things. Like, I agree that you should ban stalling. You shouldn't ban defensive play. This is literally just defensive play. Puff bearing like that over and over and over, like that's just playing defensive. There's a limit to that defensive play. Like Leffen was lasering in. Hbox was literally going up in percent. And like, if you don't like that defensive play, then maybe like play closer to them and call them out here and there. Like this is literally stuff that Hbox has done to me personally, and I think there's like fair counterplay to all of that. Like, and if not, then like, you know, then yeah, Puff, that's why Puff's a great character, because her defensive play is very strong. It's like, defensive play is fine. You know? Like, what's wrong with playing like... Because here's the difference between playing defensive and stalling. Stalling is like, there is literally no interaction going on, and if they just keep up the stalling, like, you know, Peach Bomber or Pound stalling, there's, like, literally nothing that you could do, and I think that's whack. And same thing with, like, ledge planking and whatever. It's, like, so, like, you can't do anything about that, and I think stalling is whack. But playing defensive is more like, playing defensive is more like, yeah, you know, you're gonna, like, give up a little bit of space, you're gonna, like, counter their offense in like a more straightforward manner. But the downside of playing defensive is that you're leaving yourself you're giving yourself holes. You're literally prone to them taking space while you just gave up space, and if they call that out correctly, then it's like, oh, then you're kind of in the losing position. And not to mention, if they have projectiles, oh, you're just gonna take damage for free. And that's what it felt like happened. And Hbox is winning just straight up because he outplayed Leffen. Like he was in a disadvantage a lot, and then found holes in Leffen's, like, frankly, like, it wasn't really great offense from Leffen. So that's what it just looked like to me. This was just defensive play, but I guess in the air, you know? I don't know. Like, this was fine to me. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong that Hbox really did so far.
Because he did the, yeah. Because, like, it requires such patience, and then you...
I don't know.
Are you
I
going to
don't
play
think
this
he was
style,
really
or are you gonna
stalling
go
here.
next?
It's more like he
Go
was just
next.
It's not
playing
even
defense.
Go next is go
Dude,
home, bro.
What?
He broke him. He broke him. Yeah, It's done. yeah. He got him. He broke him. Hungrybox in his mind.
Yeah.
It's just like.
I
really.
mean,
Yeah, the thing is, Roby, is like, I know what
He's not
Leffen's
even
talking
ledge
about.
camping this time,
But this
man.
just, like, did not...
Oh, the classic.
Just think
Oh,
Leffen
yeah.
hates defensive
Oh,
players.
ooh.
And that's it.
I mean,
Doesn't bother
look,
Hungrybox
Like,
at all.
he's complained about Zane's dash back before, you know?
oh, he won't. I don't think he'll pop off. Because it's, I mean, if he wins his game. 'cause
Which is
it's like-
ironic.
Wait,
Wait.
getting him to approach.
He's playing
Did it
very
work?
defensive
I mean,
here,
yeah, it
you
seems
know?
like
Oh, no
And
dash there. Misses the
Hbox
grab.
approach there.
that was.
No, up tilt.
missed.
Down angle, F tilt. What am I looking at? Oh,
And
good
then-
idea.
Yeah.
Man. Did you see the handshake?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
both-
see that handshake here?
I'm surprised there was no pop off. So it's like, that's not...
Honestly,
Not interact. Yeah, like, for my main issue is simply, I don't think you should be allowed to not interact for 5 minutes straight and then fight the last.
I, like... Now, granted, here's some things that I do not know. I don't really know how the first 3 games went, because I wasn't really watching, if I'm being honest. But let's be real here. Smashers have incredible short-term memory, and they only remember things from the last thing that happened. So, I'm gonna assume he meant the last one. So, here's, like, my own, like, I don't know, like, I'm not gonna watch the entire set, alright? But from what I remember, just, like, glancing here and there while I was playing friendlies, it looked normal to me. I didn't feel like... If Hbox was really stalling for 5 minutes, I think everybody would have, like, ironically said, hey, hey, you know? So, like, I would have known. Like, the venue would have known. So,
2 minutes.
No,
Or,
I understand what
You
you're
know what the
saying.
problem is, Leffen? The problem.
so, like, nothing... I don't know. I don't really know what he's talking about in this context. What I think Leffen is bringing up is just, like, his past traumatized memories of, like, Hbox actually camping that hard, or, like, other instances. Like, I think he was more so referring to his traumatized memory than that set. But you wouldn't know from, like, here, you know? Here, it's like, what are you talking about? But I get why he's bringing it up, though. Like, that's the thing, is that, like, if you, like, if you're a top player and, like, you've known about the scene for, like, a long time, especially Hbox in particular, I know what Leffen is talking about. That's, like, that's why I don't even, like, entirely disagree with him. Is because I know what he's talking about, especially from, like, past tournament sets. But it's like, bro, why didn't you bring this up 5 years ago and not now? Well, he probably did, but it's like, why is now the best time to bring it up, you know? Especially when he just really only played defensive.
The problem is twofold. The problem is, one, you need a rule that's universally applicable and is successful in every single application of the rule.
no.
Yeah.
No, we ban Peach bomber stalling. That's not perfect.
No, but that's like that's a universal rule because Peach Bomber stalling is
Very good.
all. You know what I mean? Like that's.
How many bomber stalls?
I've never had chocolate.
Well, it's just permabanned. But like, there's not a thing.
But like, you can stall for rando. That doesn't say that in the rule.
I don't think you
You
can.
can probably do a couple.
What would your rule
if
be?
it's 5 seconds left on time.
Give me your dream rule. You are
They're just rambling, and it's like...
the chairman of Smash. What's the rule
Probably
called?
go the way.
Oh, just like we basically look at the campiest games of like most platform camping.
We are in another
You
world.
check the
right now.
airtime limit. You implement an airtime.
We should not go that far with airtime limit. I'm gonna be real here. Like, I am full support of a better ledge grab limit rule. Airtime limit becomes way too, like... God, like, should there be, like, a ground time limit too? Like, I don't know. I just feel like that gets, like, way too specific, you know? Like, and it's just way too broad of like a rule that will cause like friendly fire, you know? It's like, it's like, do you really mean more like platform time limit or like ground game limit, melee time limit? Why don't we just have like a melee time limit instead? Like, I don't like, I like just don't get airtime limit, you know? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I legit just want to know more, like, about how an airtime limit. If they're like, I guess if they're egregiously stalling with like airtime limit, I want to see just how much different it is than like a Puff that just typically plays in the air anyways. Like, you know, Puff wants to be in the air because she's fucking Puff. So it's like, if Puff is egregiously stalling versus Puff playing normally, what does the airtime limit look like, you know? Because like that's something that's always been question mark for me, you know? Like, I just want to know. Like, I don't want to immediately dismiss, oh, airtime limit is dumb, even though it kind of does seem dumb in its surface. Like, I just want to know, like, I want actual data points. Because, like, nobody's ever given me, like, I've never seen, like, a data point of what does an airtime limit look like that's excessive versus an airtime that's normal. Because we needed to find that first if we want to put an airtime limit, right? And it's like, what's the answer there? You know? Like, I don't know. And I'm saying I don't know because I don't play it like a very airborne-like character. Like, I'm not a Peach main. I'm not a Samus main. I'm not a Puff main. I play freaking Mart, who wants to be grounded half the time. So it's like, can somebody, like, give me the data points here? Because, like, I want to know what's reasonable in this context, you know? And, like, is this going to be, like, a universal thing? Like, is this, like, maybe we set it's character to character, you know? And it's like, and like, how is this gonna be very? And the thing is like, I don't think an airtime limit is really that, like, I'm gonna, like, this kind of ties into like my thing about ledge grab limit and why it's totally ineffective. Is that the reason why ledge grab limit doesn't do shit is because it only applies to like a timeout, so it's like a consequence later on rather than a consequence right now. And the most effective rule sets are like, you need to see the consequence right away. Like, my idea of what would be like a more reasonable ledge grab limit is like, if you grab at any point, you grab the ledge more than like, say, 8 times in a row, just arbitrary number. Don't take my rule as gospel, but say arbitrarily you just grab the ledge 8 times in a row, auto lose right there, you know? And I think that's a far more effective ledge grab limit rule than like then like, hey, they need to grab the ledge 60 times, and it also needs to go to timeout, and also you can't really verify that in the moment. You have to, like, you know, you have to like guess that they grabbed the ledge 60 times, and then you have to like check, and then like you saw that they grabbed the ledge 58 times, and that just made the match so boring. And it's like, no, it's like I think a far more effective solution is like, yeah, you grab the ledge 8 times in a row and you're out, buddy. So it's like, I think that's a far more effective ledge grab limit rule than like, oh, if it goes to timeout, then they auto lose. It's like, what the that doesn't do shit, you know? Like, you know, basically it's like shot clock from basketball. Like, you know, do that. And that's why, like, I think something like an airtime limit rule is also egregious, because like, if it's gonna count at the end of the set, then like, that doesn't do anything. And then if you're gonna arbitrarily say they can't be in the air for more than 30 seconds without landing, and it's like, well then what about the platform? And then does platforms not count? And it's like, I just don't know what that would look like. It just seems like way too arbitrary. And then not to mention, like, this like straight up like nerfs floaty players trying to recover. And it's like, now they have to land if they're in the air for more than 30 seconds. And it's like, but they're trying to land, but then like they can't, and it's like, I don't. It's like, it just doesn't. I just don't think it works. You know, like I just feel like there's way too much that could go wrong when I like think about it for like 2 minutes. You know. So it's like, I don't know what. It's just like an airtime limit is just too loosely defined at the moment. Like there's just not anything I know about like what is reasonable versus unreasonable. And it needs to be effective in the moment rather than like in the case of a timeout, because 99% of melee matches do not go to timeout. And even when they do go to timeout, usually it's not even enough to like be violated, you know? So it's like, I do think the rule sets do need an overhaul in that regard. However, it's like, I think it's probably reasonable to implement regarding like ledge grab limit, but like, I don't know about an airtime, you know? Like, it's like, it's just too broad. And like, I feel like it's also kind of unfair to like limit it to like, it just gets so subjective. Maybe not unfair necessarily, but like too subjective when it gets to just, oh, there's an airtime limit for, you know, Samus, but it's a little bit different for Puff. And it's like, like, where are you getting this data points, you know? And it's like, it would be easier to like have it be generalized, you know? And it's like, it's just so much simpler to just say ban Puff. And then why don't we just do that, you know? Just ban Puff, man. Fuck her. I went game 5 versus Hbox, and I want to ban Puff. Let's go.
Have
Let's
to be
just see more.
egregious.
Here's the thing about this. Do you know the streamer Amaranth?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
no,
you do.
Of course, like we will always skirt the line. I
yes.
think. Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna
Amaranth is
skirt the
successful
line.
at skirting the
But
line
there's
for
no
lowest terms of
line.
service. Yeah, but
It's fucking hookers
moment-
and porn on Twitch.
okay, not Ammo. Ammo's
no
not one of them.
line.
Ammo's a queen. God bless. But what I'm
No, that's like not a good time to bring down Amaranth there, Leff. That's I don't think that's what he meant, but now's not the best time.
saying is that you are going to draw lines, and your lines will be you're like with the marker chasing Hungrybox, and he will always find a new way.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't want Puff to be able to air cannon?
I get it. He was probably not referring to Amaranth, but oh my god, just like that just looks so bad.
Like jump? Like I'm confused.
Yeah, but it's like, imagine in basketball, you can run the shot clock. That doesn't mean that
Yeah,
having
shot
no
clock.
shot clock is better,
Like, I
because
think
you
this
can
is
always
good.
run it.
Sure. But what do
I
you
think there should be something. That
Yeah, right. And if also, like, that's basically what I'm saying. Like, I know what he meant. He just worded it so badly. And look at Spud's face. He's like, I don't want to. What the hell is going on? He's really caught a stray. He's like, I don't want to talk about this. Can we just talk about grands instead? Like, dude, he's down bad, dude. Losing to like 2 Sheiks. He's probably thinking like, we gotta ban Sheik instead. There should be like a Sheik needle limit. Also, yeah, Spud does hate Puff. That's also a fact. He's like actually keeping his demons inside him.
at least makes things run on time. Past this year, I won't be competing.
He's like, literally everyone's face except for Lud is like, dude, I do not want to talk about this. Look at everyone's face. He's like, even Lud, he's like, I kind of don't really want to talk about this now, but I kind of have to. Whoa. Homemade waffles and Phil, like, Josh man's like,
in Melee if there's no stalling rules.
I mean, I think they've already, like, I think we're making progress, but the main thing is just, like, we've taken ledge off him to a degree. It's not, I don't think the rule is that good, but he actually didn't do it.
No, the ledge grab
yeah,
limit now
he's
doesn't
like, Josh man's correct. He's like, he didn't really do it.
work. The answer is
I don't think the rule is that good, but he actually didn't do it.
no, the ledge grab limit now doesn't work. The answer is
He's actually, Leffen is actually right though. He is right that the ledge grab limit doesn't actually do anything.
simple.
Put
In
the
Guilty
camera
Gear,
on
there's
Hungrybox.
negative
Same, Iceman.
penalty if you run away.
Somebody
from
put the camera on Hungrybox.
What's Juan doing?
Dude,
It
okay.
should be
I saw this happen live. Like, I was like, why is Hbox putting his phone on his ear? I was like, when I saw that, I was like, all right. Congratulations, Zane, for winning Ludwig Smash Invitational and being the best player in the world. I saw that, I was like, oh my god. You can see how it, like, I think, like, because, like, I saw the winner set, it was really close. Mostly because, like, Hbox was playing, like, way more defensively really well. And I think in Grands, like, I definitely saw him just run in. And I was like, oh god. Yeah, nobody's, like, the reason why the ledge grab limit doesn't do anything, look up Hbox versus IBDW at Gommel. Was, like, he literally ledge playing a lot.
Right now?
Thank you, Ed. He literally planked the ledge a lot, like at least 50 times, and like he won. You know, that's not, or maybe a loss, but still, it's like that's not right. You know you know, that just ain't right. So it's like, yeah, ledge grab limit hasn't done shit. Like, this would have actually, like, Leffen would be so based if he brought that up, like, more publicly, because he did bring it up, but it's like, maybe this actually is a play. Like, the fact that Leffen brought it up now, there's now more talks about anti-stall rules than ever before, you know? Because I'm pretty sure he actually did bring this up at Gommel, but, like, nobody cared. But here? Ooh, now everybody cares. Maybe Leffen's onto something. I don't know.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I just think it should just be universal, though, because I think your argument is the context against Puff, but, like, every character, obviously not to the degree of Puff.
I have your solution, and it's
Basically, it was brought up earlier. It should be generalized.
called branding, all right? So maybe your thoughts aren't wrong, but your thoughts can't be coming out of your mouth, especially after losing.
Oh yeah.
Your thoughts need to be coming from a different source. So you need to little finger. You need to find a plan, all right? You need to get in Cody's ear and be like, Cody, isn't this
Of all the people to bring up, Lud, Cody, not the best right now.
annoying?
I mean, like, that's just my opinion. I think there's a couple melee rules that are like really, really dumb. Like,
Give me
why
10K,
can we?
I'll scream.
Why can't you play on the Smash box? Why can you ledge plank? Why
Yeah, and then he brings up like the box stuff, which I agree should be regulated a little bit.
can you air stall? Here's another thing. There's no character in the game that can time out Puff.
I think, you don't think
it's
Fox
just-
can?
No,
Go to
it's
the
not
top
even a
left.
viable strategy because even if you're up 2 stocks, you can get rested the last 20 seconds.
Okay, he's definitely talking in such
Here's another
insane
thing. There's no
hyperbole.
character in the game that can time out Puff.
I think, you don't think
it's
Fox
just-
can?
No,
Go to
it's
the
not
top
even a
left.
viable strategy because even if you're up 2 stocks, you can get rested the last 20 seconds.
You know what?
Josh, man. I love Josh Man's reaction to this. He's like, what the fuck? What? Oh, God. France timed out Polish twice, by the way. When France was trying to qualify at the last chance qualifier, he fucking timed out Polish twice. It was based. I'm not gonna lie.
We remove
There should be a pill limit for France, that's for sure. Giving me too much prescriptions. You got paid for those in America.
the timer. And
No,
then,
H+ would just stall more.
yeah. But if he stalled into perpetuity, his brand and stock would go down so much. This is a
That's already his
capitalist.
brand.
No. Because if there wasn't a timeout, because the timer's kind of hype. If he did it for 30 minutes, I think this would be a branding issue, a branding gap, and then capitalism.
That's
would solve
motion in
it.
the ocean.
I'm a full libertarian about this.
True. Yeah. Let's just remove the time. That way Hbox could get more love from the Ultimate community. People be like, yes, King! Stall for as long as you need to. We will keep watching. We're gonna give you like 200 subs for doing that. Oh, Franz will against floaty players, you know. He will do that. Zila's tweeted, yes, Franz has also timed me out before. He won't. He's not afraid.
Out here making business.
Yo, I'm trying to play my set. That's cool.
I saw that. I was like, I'm so mad at Hbox. It's like, dude, you lost when you did this. Like, I just can't believe you did that. It's like you do that later, not now.
Can we start?
Well, we can't start regardless because I got a video to hit to. I'll keep it a stack with you. We're running very much ahead, Juan. We're doing amazing actually at this event. We're 8 p.m. and we're almost done. We're doing amazing. We're doing great things. Argue.
All right, I'm out.
All right.
Dude, look at Josh Man's face. It's like, there's nothing to say. He's like such a positive, happy-go-lucky guy, and here's like, oh god, what the fuck do I even say? Ah. Then there's something about Hbox's response, which I think, if we're gonna watch Leffen's rant, I think it's only fair to hear Hbox side.
Do you want to respond to Leff on here?
After losing.
You know what, Juan? Because Leff came on. I'll be fair. I'll give you 60 seconds.
You
Is
got
that
a
fair?
shot clock, Juan.
I'm gonna give you a shot clock. That was great, concise, 45, love it. About the general issue, which didn't come up because I thought it would when you were against Slug, because you used to do this against Chudat, where game 1, game 2, maybe you play a little more aggressive. And then when you feel like your back is against the wall, you have the ability, not in a Fox Puff, but more so in a Puff Ices.
Oh, that's an interesting
platform.
question.
I'm thinking like, what was it, one of the Texas tournaments against Chudat where that would happen. It was like game 3. Let's bring that
DreamHack
out.
Atlanta.
You didn't do it against Slug. Is that a specific choice?
Here's by the way context about that. I should look that up. Hbox versus Chudat stalling. Maybe there's a clip about it. Oh yeah. This is the context that Ludwig's bringing up, by the way, which I think is a very interesting question. This was Hbox pinned in the corner versus Chudat game 5. Like, this is fair. It's like, GG. And you can see, Hbox knows what he did. Yeah, this is karma from Chudat's PM Kirby. That's for sure. So, that's definitely an interesting thing to bring up.
Because you could.
I mean, he could chase me. I know I can like definitely air stall all, but with that pressure on there, one slip up and one wrong, landing on the platform, I have to come down eventually, right?
Sure.
There is a pound stalling rule, there's like a ledge limit rule, but against him, he's so talented with his character, it can move so quickly.
That slug gap.
Yeah, I didn't feel it was actually like worth it. And also to your response, bad matchups exist. It's just part of fighting games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think what Hbox bring up is very fair. Like, you can't, like, at the end of the day, I still categorize what Hbox did most of this here. Like I think this is just mostly defensive play. But what I don't like from that is when he started grabbing the ledge, and it's like very clearly like it's like you could argue that like there's stuff that like you could do to pressure their landing and whatnot. What the fuck do you do against this? Yeah, I know it's stadium transformation jank, but like this is like, wait, what can Ices do? Or like most characters can't do shit against that. And like what are you gonna do against this? So, I do think what he's saying is fair though. Like you can have counterplay when it comes to like, defensive air stuff. You can sometimes it's just part of the game. Like bad matchups do exist. He's right. Like, Luigi does shit against Mart. I don't think there needs to be rules created about it. Mart does well against Fox. I don't think there needs to be rules set in place against that, So it's like, yeah, maybe it's not the most entertaining, but at least like there is still room for interaction. But when it comes to things like pound stalling, ledge grab limits, like I do think defensive play can still stay because like there's interactions that occur. Even if it may not be the best risk reward, there's still interactions. But when there's things like stalling, like, you know, pound stalling, ledge grabs. I think there needs to be some form of shot clock when it comes to those forms of non-interactive gameplay. Like, you know, no more than 8 pound stalls, you know, no more than 8 ledge grab limits. I don't know, I'm just throwing out numbers there. But I think something like that is like far more effective in a rule set than anything else that we have right now. And I am in full support of that. I am not really in support of things like airtime limit. Like that, like I'm not really in support of things that limits defensive play. Because at that point, why not just add a laser limit, you know? Like, you realize, like, things like airtime limit, what's so different about that than, like, a laser limit, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I think we should stay away from nerfing defensive play and just let's limit stalling. And I think limiting stalling is very fair. Has anybody talked about fuck Nintendo? I don't know. That's a huge can of worms that I don't really want to go into right now. Like,
play or not blame the game so often.
Fair, Juan. Was it in your head?
I was just laughing. I was listening to the stream.
Grand Finals, you were thinking about it?
Oh no, I was just kind of laughing in my head the whole time. I knew Zane was hot, and we played like 3 sets, and he was adapting. So I didn't think I was gonna win this time around. But
you know, if Nintendo is here to stay, which they are, we should definitely mod Stadium where only water and grass transformation comes up.